Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Are you looking for a simple way to add variety to your long-term food storage for not very much money? Look for the Bear Creek soups. They're a dehydrated soup mix that come in a very sturdy Mylar type pouch. Each pouch of soup makes 8 servings. You just add 8 cups of water, whisk it around and boil it. Most of them are 15 minutes, but read the directions. One of them is 10 and one of them is 25 minutes. They come in a variety of flavors. They're all very good. They have a shelf life of 2.5 to 3 years. And if you seal them up in an airtight container in addition to the packaging that it's in, you can probably extend it for 5 to 7 years. I've had great luck with these. They've lasted very well in my long-term food storage, and they're a simple way to have a big amount of food for not very much money. They used to cost about $3 each, but on this shopping trip where I stocked up on these, I paid $4.77. I got 2 each of 5 varieties: vegetable beef, creamy potato, minestrone, tortilla, and darn good chili. All of the varieties that I've tried, except one, only need to add water, but the chili also requires a can of tomato paste. Look on the directions when you're purchasing food to make sure if there are additional ingredients that are required that you buy them so that you have them and are able to make the food. That's why when I buy pastaroni or Knorr mixes, I purchase ones that you only need to add butter or olive oil. I may not have milk on hand, and I can still prepare the package and have the food that I want. While each of the Bear Creek soups makes 8 servings, you need to pay attention to calorie count. There are not a lot of calories for the amount of food that they make. If each serving is only 80, 100, 120 calories, you're only getting perhaps 800 to 1200 calories in the entire package. If you're using these for just a regular meal, that's fine. You can always fill in with other foods, but in times of hardship or in an emergency, you may need to bulk up these foods. We need to have probably 2,000 to 2,400 calories per day to keep us full and functioning, especially in an emergency type situation where you may be more active and be required to do more strenuous work to keep your family safe. That's the beauty of the Bear Creek soups. There are all kinds of extra foods out of your pantry that you can mix into them to make it your own. To the creamy potato soup, add a can of media crema, which is table cream, and a can of ham for a creamy ham and potato chowder. Add a can of sliced potatoes and a can of kernel corn for a creamy corn potato chowder. To the vegetable beef, you could add a can of roast beef and a can of mixed vegetables. Or make it like a stroganoff. Add a can of media crema, which is table cream, a can of the roast beef, and egg noodles. Make it thick and rich. Stir in a package of instant mashed potatoes. The vegetable beef can also be tomato-y. Add a can of tomatoes. Minestrone would be great with Italian-style tomatoes and maybe a can of kidney beans or Great Northern white beans. Add some macaroni and some Parmesan cheese. Tortilla soup might be nice with some Mexican tomatoes and black-eyed peas, or pinto beans in a can of Rotel. Make it a creamy tortilla soup. Stir in a can of refried beans and add some media crema. You could also add some rice and black beans, or a can of chicken, large or small. Make the darn good chili better with a can of kidney beans and a can of Mexican-style tomatoes. Add some macaroni, or make a chili mac. Serve it over macaroni and cheese. There's a variety of ways you could take any of these packages of soup, add a few extra ingredients out of your pantry. You're making it a full, more complete meal where you're getting more calories that you need for the energy that you need and keeping your family full. If you have a lot of these, you can store them in a 5-gallon bucket or stuff one into a wide mouth canning jar. If you're looking to just use part of it, maybe you're taking it camping or backpacking, or you want to make it in a thermos. You can divide the package into thirds and you have 3 3/4 cup servings. That's where it's nice if you have some small canning jars. You can store the extra portions still in an airtight container. Add 2 to 2.5 cups of water, and if you're making it in your thermos, shake it around a little bit, roll it over a few times during the day, and your meal will be ready after perhaps an hour. When you want to make these soups, you want to put them into a pot with 8 cups of water, whisk it around, and then simmer it for 10, 15, 25 minutes. Read the directions. It will tell you how long each soup takes. One nice thing is they're a good source of dehydrated vegetables, which that can be hard to find in a lot of the processed foods unless you just buy cans of vegetables. Always be looking for ways to add variety to your long-term food storage. And maybe you'll want something like the Bear Creek soups to add variety for not much money in a shelf-stable form that can last for quite a few years. If there's a variety of Bear Creek soup that you like, leave it in the comment below and maybe tell us what you do to make one of these soups taste special and what you do, the add-ins to make it your favorite soup. If you enjoy my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might like it. Learn more at alaskagranny.com and please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.